Okay guys, we're doing this. We're starting the Daggerfall playthrough. Welcome to episode 1, The Privateer's Hold. You wake and look around the room. Some hours ago you were in a boat, en route to Daggerfall, when a storm of supernatural strength boiled over the Iliac Bay like a malefic creature. Your boat was destroyed, but you managed to swim through the churning water to a promontory rock. There you found a cave and escaped the fury of the storm. You had only just lit a small fire when a mudslide sealed you within. Your fear of being buried alive calmed when you saw the corridor leading out of the cavern. Perhaps there is a way out of this cave after all. Once free of the cave, you can begin the Emperor's quest. Daggerfall Unity has an updated tutorial. It will teach you the basics of gameplay. Make sure to take notes on the information it presents. Do you want to use this tutorial? The very first thing you want to do is to check your keybinds. Press Escape and click on Controls. The most important ones for now are your movement, WASD, and your swing weapon, mouse 1 by default. Attacking may involve holding the swing weapon button down and moving the mouse, or clicking the swing weapon button or holding it down. This can be changed in the advanced section of the control screen. Make sure your binds are acceptable. Another message will appear in 10 seconds. Right, so here are my keybinds. They're quite different from the defaults. I've arranged mine to put the important magic buttons as close to my WASD keys as possible. I tested using E, Activate Center Object, the same way it's used in Skyrim for opening doors, etc., but it just doesn't work for me. Instead, I use the right mouse button to open doors and things like that. It's called mouse 1 here. And I use E to be able to recast a spell quickly for when I'm hurling fire and lightning at my enemies. I changed the steal mode, grab mode, and info mode, and talk mode buttons because I found the defaults to be nonsensical. A few times I found myself accidentally in steal mode and it had the town guards against me. So now grab is F1, info is F2, steal is F3, and talk is F4. We don't really need to use that last one as you can talk with grab mode anyway. Now press F6 to open your inventory. Equip any armor available to you and the best weapon you have. Best weapon refers to a weapon that your character is skilled in and/or is a very strong material, i.e. Elven, Dwarven. Without those two advantages, you will almost never hit enemies. Next message in 15 seconds. Okay, so let's open our inventory. I've set my inventory to the tab button, which I find makes it very easy to access. We have 2 swords available in our inventory. The first is a steel wakizashi, which deals 1 to 10 damage. The second is a steel saber that deals 1 to 14 damage. So let's equip this one. We also have a leather cuirass in our inventory. However, if you watched our last video, you'll remember that for this character, I've made leather armor forbidden as one of the special disadvantages. I find my dodging abilities to be adequate to survive long enough to equip steel plate armor. While we have our inventory screen open, let's check our spell book. Because our custom class is basically a type of battle mage, we already have a selection of spells available. We can use a couple of them to help us get out of this dungeon. When we get to Daggerfall, we'll be buying a lot more at the Mages Guild. Let's light a candle to give ourselves some extra light. Equipping a weapon requires a short delay. When it's ready, press Z to bring it out. You can also use your fist if your hand-to-hand skill is high. Practice some attacks with the swing weapon button. Press R to rest when you need to regain health, stamina, or magicka. Those indicators are at the bottom left of the screen. You don't need to rest right now, but remember it for later. I've changed my rest key to Z and switched the weapon draw to R, as it's easier to access quickly when I need it. Characters with magic available can also try casting spells, though enemies will often resist your spells. Press backspace to open your spellbook if you are a spellcaster. Double-click on any spell to ready it. Some spells require a target, and others are cast automatically on yourself. If it is a targeted spell, use left mouse click to cast it after it's readied. Use Q to re-ready a spell that you cast before, so you can rapid fire as needed. If you haven't saved the game yet, do so now. Press Escape and click on Save Game. The Quick Save button, defined in Controls Advanced at the bottom of the control screen, is something else you can also use to save. Let's give our save the right name. Your first step to escape this cave is to exit this room. Go down the hallway opposite the campfire. After the turn, you will find a door resembling a brick wall. Click on the door to open it. Beyond, you will see a small room with a rat and a treasure pile on an altar. Clicking on the treasure pile will open the inventory. You will see the treasure pile's contents on the right side of the inventory screen. With the Remove option highlighted, click on the items to grab them for yourself. You can also loot enemy corpses after killing them, but the rat will have no treasure. Take that and that, you monstrous beast. Oh, a small tooth. How delightful. Here we see it's been neatly assigned into the ingredients section of our inventory. We can't use this armor, but it's all right. We'll survive. It's better to sell this stuff off for gold anyway. Continue through the dungeon. You can choose to fight or escape from the enemies. You will need weapons made of stronger materials to hit some monsters. The upcoming imp monster can't be hurt, with iron weapons. You need steel or stronger to hurt it. Your fists will also work, but you need a high hand-to-hand skill before it will succeed. Some monsters are stronger than you. You can escape from them without consequence. If an enemy is giving you a lot of trouble, run away and leave it behind. You don't gain experience from killing enemies, so a strong enemy gives no more reward than a weak one. Some objects can be clicked on. In the main hall of this dungeon, you will find a throne and a lever next to it. When you see the lever, click on it to raise the throne like an elevator. Other dungeons will have objects with more effects, such as wheels and secret switches. To escape this dungeon, you need to look for a dark, stone archway set into a wall, about the same height as you. When you click on it, you will exit the dungeon and enter the outdoors. The next message will appear at that time. As soon as we close this screen, we need to be ready to fight this bat. Remember, it's always good to have certain keys like your drag weapon key and your magic keys close to W, A, S, and D so that you can quickly react to situations just like this. We took him out so easily. Another thing I like about Daggerfall is that the enemies do get harder. We will certainly be facing things deadlier than rats and bats. However, even as our progression increases, we will always ever need 3 to 5 successful direct hits on target to defeat most enemies. Despite the graphics, there's a certain type of realism in this. You're not hacking and slashing at foes 20 or 30 times as they're gushing blood everywhere like in the other games. It's a shame this mechanic wasn't maintained in modern games. If you look here, our long blade and dodging skills have progressed a little since we used these skills. We haven't used any destruction spells yet, which is why it's still at 0. Same for these. Our critical strike skill increased alongside our long blade and dodging skills used when fighting. Let's practice increasing our running skill a little bit now. We have enough fatigue to spare in the green bar on the bottom left of the screen. Look, it's increased. People say the skills and leveling system in Daggerfall is so overwhelming, but when you look at it, it's so beautiful and logical. I really wish there was a modern 3D RPG that still had this same spirit. Oh, Wayward Realms, when will you come to us? It's increased a little more. Stealth has increased because we've been moving relatively quietly, while there have been enemies near us close by in other rooms. Impish refers to the language that the imps speak. There are many skills tied to understanding the various languages of the fantastical creatures of this world. I'm going to assume this has increased because we can hear the imp in the nearby room talking crap about us. So let's go and show that pesky little pipsqueak who's boss. Just behind the next door is a diabolical little creature, which could only have been the result of a goblin and a bat having a child. Therefore, it's our duty to put this despicable little monster out of its misery. And to achieve our goal, we're going to fry the little urchin with magic. Ugh, they don't even leave any loot. Ooh, this shirt looks very fetching. It brings out the yellow in my jaundice. I am looking rather dapper now, if I do say so myself. Our destruction skill has increased since we fried that imp. I just tried to rest to regain my health, stamina, and magicka, but it won't let me. So we'll have to fall back to a safer position where we can rest and regain our stats. This would look good in my bedchamber back in Somerset. Ow! What a humiliating way to die. Lying there, legs akimbo like some cheap undead tavern wench, waiting for some pervert like Arundel to come and get them. You know about that guy Arundel, right? He puts the goo in Gooner and is a total disgrace to my race. Someone should check his logbooks. You can learn all about him in these 2 videos. But don't say I didn't warn you. Let's equip this claymore. I'm assuming it's a 2-handed weapon, which means I can't use a shield with it. I'm not sure about that one. Someone please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But either way, we don't have a shield yet anyway, so let's equip it since it's got superior stats. This claymore is silver, and what's important about that is we need silver weapons, or better, in order to defeat lycanthropes, certain types of undead and vampires. Unsurprisingly, our long blade skill is ready to be leveled up. In the next room, we're going to find a humanoid enemy. What's important to note is that humanoids tend to switch to ranged weapons when you're too far away. So I prefer to rush them and get inside their business and mess it all up nice and quick. Yeah, who's your daddy? That's right, it's me, Calamnil. Look, you see? He had a bow and arrow in his inventory, and he wouldn't have been afraid to use it if we got too far. Let's keep this look. Ah, and by the way, I'm not making a political statement with these colors. As far as Calamnil is concerned, all the races of men should perish, so I'm not taking any sides in your petty little wars. Behind this door lies a large section of this dungeon. It's expansive, and there are many more enemies you can test your skills with, and lots of loot you can use to sell. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to head directly out of this dungeon. Usually, in my own playthroughs, I tend to clear this dungeon out completely, as I find it gives me a great start before we head on to Daggerfall. This is the main hall where the elevator throne chair is located. In here, there is always a skeleton and a bat, and sometimes there are additional enemies. Skeletons at this early stage take a bit more effort to take out. We're going to watch it for a little while as it gets into a spat with the nearby bat. Then we're going to slink out like the sly little foxes that we are. Remember, you have a sneak skill which can be very helpful in occasions like this. Thankfully, they're more concerned with each other. Now let's get out of this hellhole. The door out of the dungeon is very close. It's the first one on the right. All that noise you're hearing are enemies hiding in the various rooms scattered throughout this dungeon. In case you get lost, remember that the entrance to the room leading out above ground is located directly above this main hall. Luckily, they hate each other more than they hate you, and conveniently, they decided to fight just as soon as you entered the door. Dungeon exits always look like this, and we can see that it's nighttime outside. Okay, let's make like that dead fighter's legs and split. So there we have it. We made it out of the privateer's hold in one piece. If you made it this far, please write legs akimbo in the comments. If you don't know how to spell it, you can always consult the Urban Dictionary. In the next video, we'll be traveling directly to the capital city of Daggerfall and getting into all kinds of trouble there. So please like, share, subscribe, and do that thing with the bell button to keep up to date with all of our Elder Scrolls adventures.